Hey Loon, play something from my journal series, Tea and Testimony, Turning Adversity into Blessings. Okay. Playing Distracted Man crashes into the back of my car. Let's time travel to April 2023, a hectic month. Things were feeling a bit all over the place, and I was getting caught up on bills. I'm working in downtown Oakland right when a distracted man crashes into the back of my car while it was parked. Great. Another inconvenience. This was the last thing I needed considering I use my car for work and I'm trying to get these bills paid, or so I thought. At the time, I had just experienced some semi-costly breakthroughs. I realized that some of my problem clients were getting way too much without sufficient pay or respect of my time. Other clients were paying late and ultimately I was allowing it. So how I was operating simply wasn't sustainable and was actually holding me back from being able to obtain new clients and really increase my income. Something had to change immediately because it was impacting my ability to keep up with my expenses. So I streamlined my processes, broke up with my problem clients, and reorganized the pay schedule with the clients I have a solid relationship with. This led to a temporary pay cut, and rent was due. I had just enough time to get the last of my rent covered, and I set out to make that happen by picking up some side gigs. Before heading out, I prayed, God, please bless me with the ability to pay my rent in full without being evicted or forced to move. Then I get to working towards what I prayed for. I'm feeling good because I had the ability to do something about my problem and, rent overdrafted my account, but there was hope. I was able to get the remaining portion covered in about a week or so as long as I could get out there and work. I'm in the middle of work when I feel a crash shake my car. Now I'm breathing funny because my anxiety is kicking in a little bit and I know I need my car to be fully operational with no major damages for these gigs I picked up. I also had an upcoming car inspection, so this was horrible timing. Again, so I thought. Fortunately, the man didn't flee the scene and we exchanged driver info. He goes on with the rest of his day, as do I, now with a broken bumper and taillight. What was I going to do? Me making the money that I needed for rent relied on my ability to work these gigs, which also required my car be in good condition. So I go home and I start strategizing. I'm anxious, but it's not time to throw in a towel just yet. Let's see what can be done. So to avoid being pulled over, I put some red tape over my light and I submitted a claim immediately. The driver's insurance sent me a small check pretty quickly, which took care of half of the issue or maybe a portion of it. The problem was that my overdraft took a portion of it. So I'm like, oh shoot, because of course, that's supposed to go towards the repair. The next step was actually getting the car repaired so that I could keep using it for work. So I stopped at a couple repair shops, and all of which kept quoting me like 4 to 6 weeks of time to repair my car. I'm like, why is it going to take that long? For one, but two, I need my car ASAP. That was way too long because I needed my car ready in about a week or so. My other upcoming bills were also approaching. So those were relying on it too. So again, the anxiety starts to kick back in. But then I remembered what I prayed for. I asked God to bless me with being able to pay my rent, and rent was covered. Rent was paid. The anxiety settled down as I realized God was positioning me to have exactly what I needed when I needed it. So I look at what was left of the insurance check after the overdraft took a big portion of it, and I started strategizing. I'm like, if I truly trust God to have me covered, wouldn't that mean I have exactly what I need to resolve my issue entirely? With that in mind, I start looking to see if I can if I could fix the car myself within the next week. Now, I ain't never worked on a car before, but I was willing to give it a try. I got to YouTubing and reading about car parts, and then I checked out the damage on my car again. To my pleasant surprise, cars are pretty easy and fun to understand. They're pretty much like advanced Legos. With me being a STEM girly and I used to love playing with Legos, it was pretty easy for me to figure out what my car needed. The damage was bad, but simple enough for me to replace the parts without needing heavy advanced equipment. Next step was figuring out how much the car parts and the small tools costed to fix my car. Don't you know I had precisely enough to buy the parts and tools that I needed. I ordered my new rear bumper and the tail light from the car dealership, and it arrived in a few days. Thank God. Time is ticking because I need this car ready for work and this inspection in a few more days. I laid out all the tools, YouTube and Google searches that I'd need, and got to work. God sure did bless me with everything I needed. I was able to replace the parts myself, and my car looked amazing. I passed my inspection, and then the following week, I made the money that I needed for my other bills. I didn't have anything left from the check because it was small, but I wasn't tripping. My adversity was turned into a blessing, so I couldn't complain. 2 things I'm going to do: trust God and figure it out. I came out of a situation with my rent paid and some new skills, so I'm truly happy and I truly am protected.